3, 2, and we're live. Hello, we're live. A couple minutes late, thanks to Lady McFlanagan up in Maine.
No.
I'm sorry, I meant Lady McFlanagan.
Oh, yeah. By all means. Out damn spot.
Should we post this to social? Did you post it?
It's the YouTube link, right?
The Patreon link or the YouTube link?
Oh, it's the Patreon link. No, it's the Patreon link, not the link.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, you got it?
Yeah.
All right, well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here.
Hello.
It's June.
Already.
Oh, that's hot.
It's very hot. It's very hot and humid. I didn't open up the chat.
Isn't it like super raining there?
It is.
There was a freak crazy storm that happened.
It's going on here now.
Oh, is it? Yeah. There was a great video ABC posted of the clouds rolling in above Manhattan, and it looked like the end of the world.
Well, it's God's retribution for all the sinners.
It looked like a movie that Josh would like.
I do love those. Isn't there one coming out? Isn't there something?
It usually is.
Isn't there like an end of some sort of weather apocalypse movie in the near future? Somebody in the chat will know this.
Yeah.
I think it was on CNN, right?
Possibly.
I mean, there's the end of society going on. But I find that less entertaining.
All right.
It's on Twitter. Hold on. Twitter's taking forever to load for me.
Transformers 4. I like your style, Pineapple from Psych. Is it 5? Who knows? I know I saw 2 and I was like, I'm out.
Oh.
I see the billboards in here, like Optimus Prime with the sword, and I just get angry.
Although, no, wait. I'll be honest. That Josh, you talked about this new Transformers movie, and then I looked at something. I looked at some article on Medium where it was like, "Well, hold on, let's not judge it." Literally, the article was like, "It's Transformers with King Arthur knights
and Mark Wahlberg."
Yeah, and Mark Wahlberg. How bad can this be? And I'm willing. I might give it a shot.
I'm telling you something. If at the end of that trailer it didn't say directed by Michael Bay, I'd 100% be there. That's the only like everything else. I'm like, all right, I'm at this point it's just the Peter Cullen retirement fund. He's just like, sure, I'll do another one. I have literally nothing else going on.
I mean, Transformers Through Time does not sound like a bad time at the movies for me. I love time travel.
We did special edition shows in the first 2.
We did the first 2.
Yeah, we did.
I remember we saw the first one at that movie theater by your house in Brooklyn, Connor.
Yeah,
I was like dizzy. I was like, I don't know what I just saw.
No, and then like for some reason I was like, maybe the first one was just bad, so I was like, all right, I'll go see that. So because we did the podcast again, and I think that was me just going, no, I'm not doing that again. There's no.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this though, if it's at Rotten Tomatoes, if it's over 70 or under 20, I'm there.
Over 70 or under 20. Okay, that's fair.
Like if it gets this is a good segue for a little game that I thought of on the way home from work tonight.
Well, hold on, Chairman, if I may. I have a issue to bring before the committee.
Oh, geez. Oh, wait. Old business.
I've been concerned citizen reached out with a problem. This is related to a discussion that we had at our internal committee Slack board back in May as regards to the status of Steve Martin as a goddamn American treasure. In this conversation, you may recall, we could not remember who it was responsible for keeping Steve Martin off of the goddamn American treasure list.
Wait, before you continue with this, I would just like a quick to interrupt your motion. Josh, as an aside, I think Connor missed out on like a career in politics because I think he really embraces the protocol.
Well, you think? I mean, first of all, all your jargon there, and I assume you didn't script it, but I know you, so you might have.
No, I did not. But I do have the evidence here for the committee to peruse later on if they want. So I'd like to return to the March 19th.
If I may interject, Mr. Chairman,
the gentleman from Maine does not have the floor.
I'm sorry, I must interject. I would like to point out, I just state for the record that when we had this discussion, I said it was probably me, but I don't know why I did it.
Right.
Okay.
So
I would also like to make. I would like to make a motion that if the fine gentleman from Maine does speak up again, he does it in a comedic Southern accent.
I was this close.
Okay,
I was
good.
Senator Heflin.
This March 19, 2017 Hangout, and I have the transcript of the Hangout here. I'll read from the transcript. So at the 15:20 mark, Gentleman Kilpatrick says, "Your nominee." Gentleman Richards says, "Oh, Steve Martin." Kilpatrick says, "Interesting." Mr. Flanagan says, I'd like you to make your case." Mr. Richards says, "I don't have to when it's a goddamn American treasure. He's revolutionized." There's crosstalk with Mr. Flanagan that says, basically, we're just going to nominate everybody from 1970s SNL. Mr. Richards says, "Well, no, that's the problem, actually, which we did pick up earlier, but all right, fine. I'll give Steve Martin American Treasure if you guys don't have the immediate. I've got to back up Robert Duvall." So basically, it devolved from there. Putting a pin in that. At the 24:40 mark, Mr. Kilpatrick nominates The Rock, which Mr. Flanagan immediately is into, but Mr. Richards poo-poos because of his age. We're going to put a pin in that as well. Moving on to later in the discussion. At the 54:27 mark, here's where it gets interesting. Kilpatrick, "I'd like to renominate Steve Martin." Richards, "Yes!" raises his finger in exclamation to affirm. Kilpatrick, "Michael Keaton, Meryl Streep," long pause, thoughtful hand on chin, and Billy Crystal. Flanagan, "Now you're just adding people." Kilpatrick, "I want to renominate them because some of those people here are just slipping through the list." Flanagan, "You people are just naming actors now." Richards giggles. Flanagan, "You're just naming people," looks annoyed. Richards, "So what's the list at now, Connor?" Kilpatrick reads the list. Everyone's good with it, including the ones that are ratified. 58:07, Richards, "Connor, I agree with you on Steve Martin. I'm still iffy on Billy Crystal, though I probably lean yes." Josh doesn't comment on Mr. Martin, so the discussion ends there. We never got a fully.
We never got a vote. It never went to a vote.
So I was kind of right. Like, it's kind of my fault, but I didn't really say no because I couldn't have. By the way, the new greatest way of making content is to read old content.
But wait, now we're going to return to The Rock. This is the end. We're going to return to The Rock at the 58:21 mark, which is literally a minute and 40 before the end of the session. Kilpatrick, "I personally would like to renominate The Rock." Flanagan, "I mean, I would. He gets it on Jennifer Lawrence status." Kilpatrick, "The Rock he is the male Jennifer Lawrence on this list." Richards, "He is," laughs. Kilpatrick, "Dwayne Johnson." Richards, "Can we at least call him Dwayne Johnson?" Flanagan, "That's fine." Kilpatrick, "Dwayne Johnson." Flanagan, "No, you know what? No, he gets in because he's The Rock." Everyone laughs. Flanagan, "Because he's able to pull that off." Wow. The point of this is we never added him to the official list. We all ratified The Rock.
I'm waiting I'm waiting for the moment where you read that Josh then says, "Well, I'm not voting for Dustin Hoffman," and we realize nobody asked about Dustin Hoffman.
I'd like to point you to the official Goddamn American Treasure list existing on our Patreon page. It does not include The Rock on it, even though we all ratified The Rock.
All right. Well. To throw it back to the chairperson of the committee, I do believe that the action item to update the list you self-volunteered for.
All right. So we'll point out that Flanagan was correct. He did indeed veto Steve Martin in the beginning, and then the second time by not at all engaging in a conversation about Steve Martin.
I didn't officially veto him. I just didn't comment on it. I didn't.
That's a non-denial denial. This is literally all the president's men about goddamn Steve Martin.
Did you lie? Well, it was a non-truthful statement. That's a real thing that happened in the news today.
Woodstein.
All right, I'm going to gavel the session closed.
I would like to very quickly point out the Tooth Fairy movie.
Should we? So we're adding The Rock.
Wait, hang on. Before we move on about The Rock, I was literally having this conversation about The Rock earlier today, where I do find The Rock to be a unique moment in celebrity, in that it really doesn't matter how his movies do. People still love the guy.
I would like to enter into.
You're pointing out the Tooth Fairy movie. Just Baywatch is a flop. People still love The Rock.
If he were to run for president,
they don't blame him. They don't blame him for the failure either.
Right. So, I think that's fascinating. He has no responsibility for any project he's in, good or bad.
It's the force of his personality. I'd like to also point out that before Saturday Night Live gave us the Hanks Johnson presidential ticket, we had both of them as GDATs.
We did. Yep. Mm-hmm. So
on the motion before the committee Steve Martin's status as GDAT.
I
don't get to say carried.
Okay, so
gavel closed.
So Steve Martin is now a goddamn American treasure, and a great injustice has been righted here today.
Excuse me.
Right. I'm adding him to the official list. Now, Ron, what is your game?
Okay, so I tried to think of things we could do, and I was kind of zeroing in on movies. So I got 2 movies games, okay? I won't tell you which they are, but you can choose 1 or 2, and that will define what we do. You don't know anything about either of them. So left hand or right hand? 1 or 2?
Left.
Left?
Sure, left.
Okay, so this is actually one that Carrie came up with. So we all know the game. We all know the F, marry, kill game, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna apply that to movies, but they need to have a theme. So, for example, F, marry, or kill, Jaws 4: The Revenge, Indiana Jones 4: The Crystal Skull, or Rocky 4.
Well, I don't want to have sex with any movies.
Well, no, but it's a metaphorical sex. It's a.
So what was the metaphor?
Why are we saying F?
Because I don't know if people are watching. I feel it's fuck.
People are watching.
Are there any children watching? It's after hours anyway. So fuck, marry, kill.
Thank you.
Jaws 4, Indy 4.
Because that's stupid AF.
Rocky 4. Go, Connor.
Which one is Rocky for?
Drago.
Ooh.
Oh, Drago. All right.
You see now, if you notice, the theme is fourth movies.
Yeah, I caught that. This is going to be a short game.
Yeah.
So you marry Rocky 4.
Interesting.
You fuck Indy 4, and you kill Jaws 4.
Wow, I have much different results.
Oh, I'm going to agree exactly with the chairman.
Oh my God, no. Okay, wow. Okay, you fuck Jaws 4.
No.
Wait. Oh no. I see. We're having a difference of metaphor.
Yeah, I was having sweet love to it. I don't understand.
I was having
clarification on the metaphor.
Well, I was having rough, drunken, carnal sex with it.
But that means you want to go near Jaws 4. And
yeah, I love
Jaws
Jaws 4. Jaws 4 is great.
There's a difference of opinion here. Okay.
Well, so you fuck Jaws 4, you marry Rocky 4, and you kill Indy 4. There's no scenario where Indy 4 survives, by the way. Indy 4 is a goddamn it's a disaster amongst our entire society. Everything we stand dear. Hold dear.
No, it's got Harrison Ford in it. At the very least, you've got that. That's something that Jaws 4 can't even.
I don't want to distill this down into a defense of Indiana Jones 4. The movie that literally, when I bought the Blu-ray set, I opened it up, took the disc out, and threw it out.
Which for you is pretty impressive because you bought like X-Men 3.
Yes.
Do you still own X-Men 3?
I still own it. Yeah, it's in a box somewhere.
Why didn't you throw that one out?
I don't know why you looked over there. It's not there.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's still in the plastic, by the way, too.
That makes sense. So you gave them your money.
That's so weird. What about
I'm not
X-Men Apocalypse? Do you own that?
No, I don't own that. I stopped buying movies a couple years ago.
I just watched that. Because I didn't know anything, and I was like, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't good, but it was,
Rubble fight.
It was a lot of rubble. That's true.
I hate the rubble fight. It just drives me crazy.
Do you have another list of movies here?
What?
Do you have another list of movies?
This is game.
No. I was hoping you guys would take the ball and run with it with a theme. I can move to the next game.
Do that, and then we'll decide which we want to continue, if anything.
Okay, so this is basically similar to bracket style. I'm going to give you 2 movies, and you have to pick one, and we're going to see what movie is left standing. Okay.
All right.
All right. We're going to start off between Avatar or The English Patient. You have to watch
The English Patient.
You have to watch one. Pick one.
Avatar.
I'm going to say The English Patient because I think I made it like halfway through it once and then didn't finish it. So
okay. Rocky 5.
Which one's that?
The one with Milo Ventimiglia?
No, that was Rocky Balboa. Rocky 5 was the one with his actual son.
Oh.
Surge.
I still don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Rocky 5 or The Godfather Part 3?
3.
Godfather Part 3. There's these couple of scenes in there that are good.
And when it's stupid, it's really funny.
Okay. Godzilla from 1998 starring Matthew Broderick or League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Godzilla, I've never seen it.
Okay.
Because Matthew Broderick's in it right away.
Okay. Prometheus or Matrix Revolutions?
Prometheus.
Oh fuck!
It's a beautiful movie. I mean, it's pretty to look at. Nothing else. And also, you know,
did you see the new Alien Covenant?
I did.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to see it.
It was really pretty and completely pointless.
Yes,
that's a good. It was the first movie again.
All right, so you're saying Prometheus, Connor?
Oh, yeah, okay. Prometheus.
All right, so now what that's going to change is we're going to face off between Godzilla 1998 or Prometheus.
Still gonna go Godzilla. I don't know.
I have to go with Prometheus.
All right. Very interesting. So now, The Godfather Part 3 or Connor or Avatar?
Avatar.
Wow.
Godfather Part 3.
No, Josh, you're not in that. So Josh.
I see how it's working.
Godfather Part 3 or English Patient?
Godfather 3.
All right. Wait, Connor, did you pick Godfather 3 or Avatar? What did you pick?
I think that Avatar.
You did Avatar. Okay. So now, Connor, Godzilla 1998 or Avatar?
Avatar.
All right. This weekend, you're watching Avatar. Josh, Prometheus or Godfather Part 3?
Godfather Part 3.
You're watching that this weekend. There you go.
Well, out of all these movies, only one of you has bought me one of them.
Which one?
I own Godfather Part 3 on Blu-ray because Ron got me the set.
Oh, well, yeah.
You can't get away. I've owned that movie twice now, and I've watched it twice.
I will be honest with you. When I did get that, I contemplated getting it and taking the Godfather Part 3 disc out and throwing it out and then giving you that, but I didn't.
Nope.
So.
It was still worth watching. When I finally, it took me years to get to watching it, but it's ridiculous. Church, Michael, we need you to lend us some money to the church. How much? $900 million. And that part's not horrible, but then they cut to the Andy Garcia daughter stuff, and it's horrible.
It's horrible.
I mean, it's amazing how bad it is.
Yeah.
Didn't he get nominated for Best Picture?
Yes.
I tried to avoid superhero movies in that little game,
well,
but League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was too good to give up. So or not.
I saw it in the theater, and that was enough.
That was my fun game. Now you guys have to watch it by the next Hangout.
I don't have 9 hours.
I honestly, I don't know. I would not be able to sit through Avatar again. Oh,
I really liked it, and then I never thought about it again.
Yep.
It was like that. I was like, oh, it was kind of fun. The 3D was really good.
It's really good. There's some good deleted scenes that sort of flesh out the world they leave. The modern world. But they make it look like Blade Runner a little bit. It's cool.
But I've never thought about it, and I don't want to see it again. I just have no it's like Fun Dip.
You should tell the people at Disney that, because they're putting a lot of money into that.
Well, no, you tell the people who are bankrolling the next 6 movies Cameron's making.
Well, I'll believe those movies when they actually come out, but they're building that land. That land's coming out.
No, land's open. It's open. It's already 5-hour wait to get on that ride. The Banshee ride. Yeah.
Now there was a brief moment earlier where somebody mentioned No Pain, No Gain, or Pain and Gain, I think it is.
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain. Oh, remember that? Oh, I love that movie.
Wahlberg, The Rock.
The Rock.
But directed by Michael Bay. And just for a little while, I was like, this is not a horrible Michael Bay movie. But then it turned out being 2:45. It was really long.
No, but that was the movie when that came out. One of us it wasn't me, but one of you were like, "Did you see this movie?" And then I watched it and I would never. It was the bodybuilding crime movie, right? Yeah,
I watched it on Netflix once.
It was great. It was really good.
It's been us because neither one of us saw it in the theater. I saw it on Netflix as well.
It was too long. No, I saw it on Netflix. I didn't rent it.
No one saw it in the theater. I saw it at home. I remember watching it in the living room. Yeah,
it was interesting. It just was they should have stopped.
It's not terrible.
No.
Again, because you got The Rock, who can be great in anything, and then Mark Wahlberg has reached comedic status where he's not aware he reached this great comedic status, like in the Transformers trailer. So,
the best example of that is The Happening, which is. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Somebody mentioned it before, but there's that line in the Transformers trailer where he says, "We got to save Optimus, okay?" Where I laugh in the theaters every time I see it.
I didn't see The Happening, but I saw the CinemaSins, Everything Wrong with The Happening, and that was great.
No, you need to watch The Happening. It's it's
unbelievable.
It's unbelievably devoid of irony or self-awareness. and he is the character of himself in that. It is magnificent. So we were at the movies a couple of weeks ago, and my wife was coming back like from the bathroom to get popcorn or something, and she's coming up the aisle to look for us, and the Transformers thing is on, and she looks over at me, and I go. She sort of turns and watches. We're gonna say Prime, okay? Because I just seen it the night before, and she was like, "Oh, that was really good."
Anthony Mackie was also in Pain and Gain. He was good too. It's a good cast from Pain and Gain.
No, Pain and Gain was I will say it was a good movie. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it.
It's sort of Michael Bay not being over the top. He's still Michael Bay, but he's not like Transformers Michael Bay. He's a little more restrained.
He's only got 140 million.
He's like Bad Boys Michael Bay.
Yeah, I don't remember the length at all. I remember watching it and being like surprised at how funny and good it was. So,
I bought the novella that the story's based on. It's based on a real incident, but the guy who wrote the articles about it in Florida paper wrote a novella of the story that they based the movie on, and it's a fucked up story. It's not nearly as comedic as the movie made it be. Anyway.
I would like to note that I need a haircut, and for some reason, my hair is starting to morph into Timothy Busfield in Revenge of the Nerds.
I just saw him in my head look down that he had a boner after he smoked the Wonder joint. And he goes,
I really feel like Revenge of the Nerds is not getting the credit it deserves in this day and age, because the first one is really fantastic.
I'm guessing if you were to watch it now, you would be horrified.
Oh no, I've watched it in the last 5 years. Like I absolutely have watched it, and like, oh, what's his face with from Moonlighting and Better Off Dead.
It's extremely funny, but it's very
politically
incorrect. So that's why it doesn't get the. That's why it doesn't. People don't talk. It would horrify bloggers today, is what I'm saying.
Curtis Armstrong. I'm not gonna go as far as goddamn.
I'm with you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm
100% with you.
At least American.
I think he's right. He wrote a memoir.
Tell-all.
Yeah, tell-all.
To be like, fuck Tom Cruise.
He was in Revenge of the Nerds. He was in One Crazy Summer. He was in Better Off Dead. Like, he was there.
Risky Business. Yeah, he's an American treasure.
Yeah.
And also, like, anytime he shows up in anything,
yes,
it makes you happy.
He was a New Girl when I watched New Girl.
A New Girl, recurring character. Yeah.
It's Booger.
He's always gonna be Booger. He's always going to separately tell you how much the street value of this mountain is.
Oh, God. It's like, go that way and turn.
Go that way very fast. And if something gets in your way, turn.
Oh, yeah, he's great. He's an American treasure. I'm glad we're all in agreement of that.
Oh, I mean,
he was on. Remember, he was on Felicity.
No.
Yes, he was. And also, he did all of the Revenge of the Nerds sequels.
Yeah, like there's like 4 or so.
No, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise,
which I was looking forward to, but
right. You know. Then there's Revenge of the Nerds 3, The Next Generation. Then there's Revenge of the Nerds 4, Nerds in Love. I think they stopped at 4. Did
Anthony Edwards make an appearance in any of the later ones?
He did not. I think he's referenced in 2. They did like Michael Onkeen in Twin Peaks now, Connor, where like I think he was like on the phone, like, oh, too bad you can't make it, and he wasn't in it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Nerds in Paradise was really good.
I don't believe you.
Yeah. Courtney Thorne-Smith was in it.
She was also in Summer School.
Oh, Anthony Edwards was in 2. I think he's in the very beginning.
Yeah, like there's like a
handoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little intro
scene. Have fun in paradise, and then never seen again.
Right.
They set out to the convention in Florida, but are not welcomed by the Alpha Beta representatives. That's the log line.
Nerds.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. I didn't know Bradley Whitford was in this.
Bradley Whitford was in. Yeah, that was his one big thing before The West Wing.
Yeah. Well, that's like 10 years before.
Yeah, but it's the joke.
1987.
Mm-hmm.
Like 15 years before The West Wing.
Did he do anything significant?
I don't know. Let's see.
Between West Wing?
Courtney Thorne-Smith, Connor, was also in one of the greatest summer movies ever.
Summer School? I said she was in Summer School.
Summer School. I didn't hear
Josh mentioned it. He was in one of those. He was in one of
I watched that recently.
Mr. Shoop.
Directed by Carl Reiner.
Oh, wow. Bradley Whitford was also in Felicity.
Wasn't he in like Tommy Boy or Billy Madison? He was in Billy Madison.
He was in Billy Madison, yeah.
He was on ER. He was on 2 episodes of ER. He was in Billy Madison.
ER, he was the guy whose wife dies.
Right. He's the original version of the textbook couple. Like they come in when they're happy,
they're having a baby, and then that was the case that haunted Green forever. And he was a nerd.
Wow.
And then Kubiak was there, which isn't directly related, but should be somehow.
You're putting the pieces together. So Bradley Whitford was in Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, and Danny, of course. Danny was Poindexter, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, that's another weird one, too. So he was in Adventures in Babysitting, then Revenge of the Nerds 2. Then he was in Tales from the Dark Side, the TV series. He was in Young Guns 2, Connor, as Charles Phelan. He was in Awakenings. He was in Scent of a Woman, RoboCop 3.
I bet he got killed.
What we're talking about?
He was in Philadelphia. He was in The Client. Then he was on NYPD Blue in an episode called Guns and Rosaries.
Oh, I see. Topical.
Then he was in an episode of The X-Files. Then Billy Madison. Now on the Hangouts, we're going to have 5 minutes where we just read an actor's IMDb.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is actually...
They read IMDb profiles.
So we learned that it's better to read old transcripts of the show than to read just movies that people acted in.
Yes.
Ron, were you as horrified as I was to learn that we blew that G.I. Joe reference on the show this week?
I wasn't nearly as horrified as you were, but once I read your comment, I went, "Oh yeah, we did blow that."
Yeah,
because the BET was the movie MacGuffin, and but although you referred to the Weather Machine, but I thought that was they're getting the bits of Serpentor.
No.
Those are two different things.
It was. So Josh, on this week's show, we talked. I'm sure you listened, of course, as soon as it came out.
Yeah. Secret
Empire number 4. This week's plot is that they're chasing parts of the cosmic cube around the Earth. They're racing each other.
Right.
And we'd referenced it was just like the broadcast energy transmitter in the G.I. Joe cartoon. And of course it was not.
Mm-hmm.
That was the movie. Mm-hmm. I kept hearing Serpentor in my head, Ron, saying broadcast energy transmitter, and I should have known from that, but
I was once a man. But so the weather thing, what you were thinking of, I was thinking of them going around. No. I was okay, Spider. I was thinking of when they went around the world to get bits of different leaders.
Well, they went around the world to get bits of things a lot.
Yeah.
And then there was the rectangle. Yeah, but this was a week-long series.
I think it was 2 weeks.
The Revenge of Cobra was the original one I was thinking of. The Weather Dominator. Cobra and G.I. Joe raced around. They ended up being like they would fight. They get to the thing and fight like Spirit fought Storm Shadow.
Oh yeah.
But they took that device of racing around the world to retrieve bits of things. They used it a lot. They ran that horse.
So it was the Serpentor was a 5-episode arc called Arise, Serpentor, Arise from 1986, and it was 5 episodes. And we've talked about this before, but you had
keep doing it.
You had the bookends of real live action Sergeant Slaughter introducing each episode and then catching you up. Like, oh, those Cobras are going to do it. And it was, oh man. And it was like the event of 1986.
So think about how ahead of its time it is to have a 5-episode arc through a children's cartoon, 5 days a week. Very progressive programming.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
They're going to love it.
Also, this is interesting that this was season 2 of the cartoon.
There was a lot of miniseries. Like Revenge of Cobra was technically a miniseries. Yeah. It was weird.
And I would like to note too that Rise, Serpentor, Rise, the first episode starts with the Joes playing softball.
Oh, there you go.
I'm looking at a summary. Wild Bill hits a foul off Roadblock softball pitch, and the ball lands on Shipwreck's head. While he's writing a letter to Sally, a woman who broke his heart with her last letter.
You broke my heart, Sally.
And then Cobra attacks the softball game.
It wasn't until fairly recently that I realized that was just the worst Jack Nicholson voice ever.
It wasn't until recently?
We've talked about this at least.
No, I know that, but I just mean in adulthood. Like when I was a kid, it never occurred to me. I didn't know that was the thing. I knew who Jack Nicholson was early on, but like later, I'm just like, wait.
Well, you were like 7 years old.
Sure.
How much media training do you want to have as a 7-year-old?
Well, I'm trying to make sure this doesn't happen to my kids.
Can I tell you, I was really more excited about Tomax and Zaymont than I should have been in 1986.
In what context?
Yeah.
I just thought it was just a brilliant, like it was two figures, they're twins, but they're mirror images of each other. One has a scar. I just thought
finish each other's sentences.
Which one had the scar?
Zaymot. I just thought I bought into the whole concept. Now this is 1986, Ron. It wasn't until 1988 or 89 that I eventually learned to accept and appreciate Dr. Mindbender for what he is, which is a shirtless mad scientist with
Is he a goddamn American treasure?
He might be.
I would just have to call the question as American entity.
Yeah, no, I think
you know what I was super into? Dreadnoughts.
Well, yeah. Well, they were awesome.
They were like British punk rock biker guys.
Well, yeah. Well, what about when they were in the metal band?
Yeah, Cold Slither.
Cold Slither. Yeah.
Where they're the rare eponymous.
Okay, here's a game. Your top 5 G.I. Joe characters.
Ooh. Oh wow.
Single character. Dreadnoughts can't be.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about characters or are we talking about figures?
Characters, like from the comics or the cartoon, any media, but it can only be a person. You can't say Dreadnoughts. You have to say like.
Is it Cobra and Joe together?
Any. I mean, you want to break it up? We could break it up. G.I. Joe and Cobra.
Okay.
We might have to do that because first of all, we're all going to blow 2 with Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes.
No, they're not even on my list.
Yeah, he's an anti-establishment.
It's true, but they're so cool. I am too, but they're so fucking cool. Who cares?
Yeah. They're both on my. All right, we'll do a Joe and Cobra list.
Okay. Who's going first?
All right, let's see. I'll try, but I might stall out and come back. All right, so we got a Snake Eyes. Do I have to choose a version? Let's say no. Let's say no.
No. I gotta write this down.
Snake Eyes.
He's writing it down for the record. Everyone,
I'm writing mine down. I don't care.
Snake Eyes.
Okay.
I really liked Hawk.
Okay.
Because I liked that the movie came out, and I was like, oh, and you know who he is? He's exactly like Hawkeye. He was an asshole, and then you learned how to be like a good guy, and then it's a thing I have. Roadblock was a big one for me.
Right.
I liked Spirit a lot because he had an eagle. I'm just thinking of all the animal ones now.
So far, 3 of my 5 have S names.
Ooh, Stalker. All right, I've got 3. I'm going to come back. We're going to talk a little more and see what I think about. Because now I'm thinking about funny ones.
All right, so we're doing Joe's and Cobra separate, right?
Yeah, do Joe's.
Okay, so my number 1 is Flint.
All right, obviously.
Right, Cyclops, basically. Number 2 is Lady J.
No, Flint wasn't Cyclops. Duke was Cyclops. Flint was more the bad boy.
I like Flint. I just like Flint because I like Lady J.
You wanted Lady J to like you, so she was Flint.
I like Duke, and I kind of always resented Flint when it was his episode. I was like,
and the thing was that like I like Flint because I didn't like Duke. Like Duke, because Duke was too blonde and like
too Aryan.
Yeah, too Aryan for me. Flint.
Put a pin in this. Kyle Franz in the chat room has his daughter Casey with him watching, and we don't know how old Casey is. Hello, Casey. Hopefully you know adult language.
We may owe you an apology, or your parents.
Yeah, we acknowledge your existence by apologizing to you.
Well, I mean, let's like Kyle's wife, probably.
Kyle, she wasn't here about 20 minutes ago, was she? So, also, it's 10 o'clock. Go to bed. Unless you're in the West Coast, and it's 7 o'clock. Go brush your teeth.
She might be 18. We don't know.
Okay.
In which case, she's like, why is my old ass father watching these nerds?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So Flint, Lady J, big Bazooka fan.
Bazooka.
Right.
Interesting.
That's a good one. He's got a really good one.
He's got a good mustache, a good real name, David Katzenbogen.
You didn't have to look that up, did you?
No, I looked it up. I did.
I like that he had a jersey with a number on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that helmet was good, right? All right, so Flint, Lady J, Bazooka. Oh man,
I'm gonna add my number 4.
Well, hang on. I might have to go Barbecue.
Ooh, good one.
And then
fight us.
My last one is Cutter.
I was going to say Cutter.
Because Cutter just wears pants.
Well, he wears slacks. He wears slacks.
He wears slacks and a hat and a Coast Guard mustache.
He's a seaman.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right, quick kick.
Quick kick.
Ooh, a good one with the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Rock and roll.
Ooh, with the beard. That's very up your alley.
Rock and roll was a good one.
Allman Brothers.
I like that aesthetic then.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go.
I'm surprised you didn't have Shipwreck, Josh.
I was right. It was neck and neck.
I have Snake Eyes, Spirit, Shipwreck, which I wrote Shiprock for some reason. Scarlet, and
Firefighter.
Scarlet, not barbecue.
Oh, they're in the UK. I just put that together.
And what was the? I'm gonna go Chuckles from the comics.
Oh, Chuckles, good one.
God, that reminds me of Tunnel Rat.
Tunnel Rat. There you go.
Everything in the movie, I think of the first act anyway. Big Lob.
Yep, Big Lob. The movie was just great. Oh God, the movie.
So well, you know what? The most disappointing part of the movie was when Falcon, with his, first of all, Don Johnson, with his badass shotgun, does the flip somersault move to shoot at Cobra with the shotgun, and it comes out as a laser.
The beret.
I was like,
the beret was so cool looking.
Every character with a beret. So we're going to. Oh, Josh, did you get all 5? Or are we going to Cobra now?
No, I did all 5.
Well, Cobra's good. I mean, Cobra is like there's not as many with Cobra, and so like for me for 5, it's Cobra Commander.
Which one? Mask or Dome Face?
Dome Face.
Okay.
Yeah, Dome Face. Dr. Mindbender. Tomac, Zaymot, Destro.
Huh.
I mean, and you're going to sub out Tomac and Zaymot for Zartan or for one of the Dreadnoughts.
You can count
or
Tomac and Zaymot as one.
Or Major Blood. Like, they're all just, yeah.
All right. I'm going to go Storm Shadow, Serpentor.
Yep.
Firefly.
Firefly was on mine.
Cobra Commander. I liked Mask. I liked Hooded Cobra Commander.
Hooded, okay.
Major Blood. I liked his arm.
What about Globulus?
Fuck Globulus.
Yeah.
Fuck everything have to do with that.
The villain part of the G.I. Joe movies where it falls off the rail.
Yeah.
All right.
I did like the Televipers as well.
That's good, yeah. And they would have like the words on their screen face.
Yeah.
All right, so Storm Shadow, Destro, Major Blood.
Destro.
Destro's great.
He had that collar.
He's a Scottish lord.
But not in the cartoons.
Yeah,
Major Blood, Firefly, and I think it's Water Moccasin.
Oh yeah, no, it's Copperhead.
That's different.
No,
Copperhead came with the Water Moccasin?
Copperhead drives the Water Moccasin.
Okay. Yep.
I love that. I had that because he's got the tank top with the weird mask head, and he's got bare arms. I remember that. Yep.
Who was the one who was like the drill sergeant, but for the bad guys? You know what I'm talking about?
Hydro Viper.
It might have been Copperhead, actually. He was like their version of Stalker.
Copperhead.
Big Boa.
Big Boa. Who was one with the? Was it the one with the punching, with the boxing?
I don't know.
We should really have had like lists.
By the way, Roddy Piper is listed as an Iron Grenadier. Yeah.
You know what?
These
are good lists. These are good lists. I'm happy with this list.
The list is good.
I forget about this.
That was a
There's a lot of S name. There's a lot of S name characters. I remember doing a top 5 list on the website. Top 5 characters beginning with G.I. Joe characters whose names begin with S.
Ripper was my number 6. The person who just said Dreadnought with a ponytail and chainsaw. Ripper. What was the other one that looked like James Hetfield?
I don't remember.
Ripper.
Can't you look up Dreadnought?
I'm looking at Dreadnoughts. Okay, so Zartan, Buzzer, Ripper, and Torch. And Monkey Wrench.
Torch was the one who looked like James Hetfield.
But then there was Zorana.
And Xandar.
Yeah.
And I think there were like later.
And then there was Road Pig and Naugahyde.
Road Pig had a cement block on a pole, like as a big hammer.
You're right. Yep, you're right.
How do you feel about the October Guard?
This is all starting to get fuzzy.
They were the Russian team.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
They were in the comics.
I like the Crimson Guard.
I did too.
Well, according to this, there's also.
Oh, I forgot about Dial Tone. I like Dial Tone.
Oh, Dalton. He had the mustache and the beret.
Yep.
I saw some list of worst G.I. Joe characters, and like he was like the preview image they used. I was like, this list is stupid.
Right. Yep.
This list is not valid. So we have about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Do you want to do some questions in the QA?
Sure. Let's talk about Dial Tone.
First of all, we're not making up any goddamn names. These are all G.I. Joes.
I'm literally reading from Wikipedia. Dial Tone's real name is Jack Morelli.
Oh, Paisan.
Hey.
Real names are fantastic. I haven't.
You know what? Your UK action figures were probably weak because nobody remembers them.
Yeah.
Danger Mouse.
Do you remember Hawk's real name?
Hawk was.
Well, he was Duke's brother, so he was a Hauser.
Nope.
No, he's a half brother.
Nope.
No, Falcon was the brother, wasn't it?
Yep.
Falcon was Flint's brother.
Yep.
Wait, I said Hawk, but I meant Falcon.
You meant Falcon.
Yes, I did mean Falcon earlier.
Don Johnson.
Yes, absolutely.
So Duke is Conrad Hauser.
Yeah, that I remember.
Hawk was Clayton Abernathy.
Clayton Abernathy, that's right.
Yeah, Hawk was the biggest. He was the
Hawk was the leader.
Yeah. Gung Ho's name is
General Hawk.
Etienne R. Lafitte.
Well, he's from
pretty great.
Louisiana. Yeah,
Yep.
Gung Ho would be number 6.
Tell you something. For a white boy from Maine, this brought me a lot of the world.
Yep. Mutt and Junkyard. Mutt's real name is Stanley R. Perlmutter.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. I still think Bazooka as David Katzenbogen is the best.
I think it's just funny that when you say these, like, there's a complete recognition. I'm like, oh, right, of course.
I used to study those files that came to it.
Well, this is mind blowing. Lady J's name is Allison R. Hart Burnett, hyphenated.
Oh, wait. She's from the Upper West Side in the 80s? Because that was the only place I ever saw that.
Shipwreck's name is Hector X Delgado.
I was literally so he's a Latino man.
Yeah. Yep.
He was not played that way on the show.
No,
it was not.
Well, Deathstroke wasn't. I mean, Destro wasn't played Scottish, so
no, he was not.
Just like Wolverine was played Australian in that movie.
And then Australian in the other movie.
All right, we got questions. Connor, are you going to read the introduction of the new Ultimate Thor in this week's Mighty Thor?
No.
No,
I don't read the book.
All right. Do we have a status on the shared doc of Dumb Superpowers? That is next on my list. I took care of all the patron rewards last week, and now I'm going through the Superpowers audit.
Wait, is that document public facing?
No, I'm going to make it public facing.
Oh, interesting. Yep. Okay.
Ace Martins, what other Twin Peaks podcasts am I listening to? None.
That when you do a podcast about a thing, you don't listen to other podcasts about that thing.
What other comics podcasts do you listen to, Josh?
When you do a podcast about a thing, don't listen to other podcasts about that thing.
Okay, so we haven't talked about it in a while. There's Bryce's question. What are we currently listening to? What are you guys listening to currently, podcast-wise? You're big podcast listeners.
Okay.
Okay.
So the thing that's new that I've been listening to lately is the Great Albums podcast, which is where weekly they do these two guys in New Jersey who are a little younger than us do like 2 hours on an album. And it's like the things that you would think of as the typical sort of great albums that people that age would know, a lot of like big rock albums from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But I've sort of been picking and choosing the ones that I want to listen to.
Right. Based on subject.
Yes. But I just listened to Queens of the Stone Age Songs for the Deaf, AC/DC's Back in Black. I don't know. They did a Pink Floyd one. They did Dark Side of the Moon. I think that one. That filled up a lot of time while I was traveling. Besides that, Husker Du is the first thing that I've been reaching for lately.
Did they do an episode on Cold Slither?
Cold Slither.
I'll ask them to get to that.
Should we do an episode by episode G.I. Joe cartoon podcast, guys?
No.
No? We sure?
Yeah. The humor. How long do you think the humor would? We would make it. We would think it's funny.
It would work.
It would work.
It would work, but no. If so, I'm not editing any of them.
So Ron, what are you listening to right now?
Nothing. I mean, I unfortunately, my very short commute now has impacted my podcast listening, as well as my decreased running time. But Star Wars Minute gave me a large backlog. So this is what's currently unlistened to in my podcast app. I've got the latest episode of Roderick on the Line, which just came out today, so I'm current on that. I've got 11 unlistened episodes of the Tobolowsky Files to get through.
I have exactly that many as well.
Yeah. I have 8 episodes of the first podcast by Greg from the Bowery Boys. I've got 8 WTFs that are unlistened, and because I skip around, I will tell you what those are. Al Franken from June 1st.
That's fantastic, and you need to listen to it.
Anne Hathaway and Amy Mann from April 10th.
Skipped it.
Paul Rust from March 20th.
Skipped it.
Will Arnett from February 16th.
Listen to it. Pretty good, but not great.
Martin Landau from January 23rd.
Didn't listen to it.
Bruce Springsteen from January 2nd.
Not as good as I wanted it to be, but interesting.
Dana Carvey from December 5th.
Really interesting, but he was my hero for most of my childhood.
And Hutch Harris from October 6th.
No idea who that is.
The Thermals, the guy from the Thermals.
Oh, okay.
I've got 12 episodes of Washed Up Emo to listen to. I've got 11 episodes of Going Off Track, another music interview podcast. One of those, Josh, is Greg Graffin that I haven't listened to.
Really?
I've got 2 episodes of Turned Out a Punk. One of them with John Joseph from the Cro-Mags. And everything else I'm caught up. The ones I listen to that I'm caught up on are the Diz Unplugged Disney World edition, the Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition, the Retro Disney World podcast, Bowery Boys, I Was There Too, Tom vs. Comics, Connecting with Walt, and that's it.
Also, Revisionist History just came back, so I just listened to the first one of those.
Ron, when are you planning on listening to all those podcasts?
Yeah, that doesn't seem tenable.
On my commute and runs this summer, like when I go running. I blew through maybe 5 this weekend between driving to Long Island and going running and commuting and all that stuff. So yeah, it'll be fine. I'll get through them. I'll get through them by September.
But
they keep coming out.
There'll be more. It's like the mail.
No, because Tobolowsky Files is just doing a season and he's done, so I can listen while that catches up. Right. And then also like WTF and Turn Out a Punk and Watch Up Emo, I only keep the ones I want to listen to. Right. Yeah. And I listen while I cook and things like that. So
I'm pretty close to going out and trying to find all the available Ian MacKay interviews and listening to all of them. Because every once in a while I'll just look one up just to text one and I read it, and it's everything I can do to not text you every other sentence.
Please, I will never get upset by that. Okay. He's fantastic. So
all right. Let's see.
I'm 50. And they called me today.
There's a question on here. At what patron stretch goal can we have the pull list back? That's in there. It's been there from the beginning. $1 million. All the content comes back. We bring back all of the website content, all the columns, all the daily articles, the pull list. It's been in there from the beginning. $1 million. You want up back? There you go. That's your goal. Stretch goal.
Go lobby.
There you go. Okay. What else we got here?
It was super manual, is what we're saying.
We derailed this a lot of music talk. There's more questions up here. Let's see. Ron, has DeGrom gotten injured yet?
No, and he's the player of the week this past week. He was 2-0 with a .089 ERA with 18 strikeouts or something like that. It was DeGrom is thank God he's like the only good thing I can look forward to on that team.
Okay, Michael Hover Jr. says, has a creator ever done a book that makes you dislike a character? And I would point immediately to the last Captain Marvel's series.
Okay.
What do you mean, like the Civil War II?
The one we were all reading, that one where she was in charge of Alpha Flight up in the South.
That was great right up until they ruined it.
Right, that's what I mean. By the end of it, whoever was writing it, I think it was Christos Gage.
I think it's changed hands a couple of times, but I feel like it was who was writing it was over it, and like he was.
I'm not blaming the creator. I'm just saying that's a book that made me dislike a character.
Yeah. That book didn't. I think that book I tried to read, but yeah, I mean, the book got sidetracked. That's what bugged me. Like, it was a really interesting, fun book.
Well, I mean, the whole event made her into the fascist character, and it was part of the book. So,
yeah. Well, Iron Man. I was gonna say he got away with it, and I was like, actually, I don't know that Iron Man ever recovered in the comics, and now he's dead.
Well, Michael Hoffert brings up Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man right now, where I don't read it, but from what I hear, I'm not interested. That new Spider-Man book's coming out this week, right? The Chip Zdarsky one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna read that.
Spectacular Spider-Man or whatever it is. Yeah.
I mean, like the worst ever was like the Rawhide Kid. It's like, ooh, a Western book. Oh God, it's terrible.
Ron, there must have been an X-Men run that made you dislike a character or something.
Let me ask you this. Let me put this towards you then. There must be a version of Batman in recent history. Let's say since we've been doing iFanboy, where somebody did a run on one of the books that you really did like the characterization of Batman.
Yeah, there's got to be.
I remember specifically there was a run in the Batman book. And it was, it was drawn by...
There was a Larry Hama short run that we didn't like.
Yep.
But I don't know if the characterization was bad. I just remember not liking the story.
With Orca and with Scott
McDaniel.
Scott McDaniel on art. Art looked good, but it was bad.
I don't know if I don't remember. I honestly don't remember why it was bad.
Dark Knight 3, All-Star Batman.
All-Star Batman, but I sort of rationalize that as being a Sin City version of Batman.
I loved All-Star Batman.
But it didn't make me hate Batman. Like that's the question.
No, but
it made you hate Frank Miller a little bit.
Not even really. No, not that first run.
Well, if we're going
that issue where the whole bar was painted yellow,
it was awesome.
That was great. That was really cool.
I mean, if we're talking about what Matt Fraction and David Aja did was very good, but ultimately the fallout of what happened to Hawkeye from that was very bad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like the story and the book and the comics that itself was fantastic, but everything else around it was just a wave of bullshit. Where it changed the character, but now there's two Hawkeyes all the time, and they kind of flip back and forth. Everybody tried to copy that formula and do a bunch of books that some were okay, but a lot of them were really bad.
Would you put Nick Spencer's book in that category of books that try to emulate Hawkeye?
I would say Superior Foes of Spider-Man was the very best of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it tried to emulate it. I think it took some of that and did we've seen Nick do other things like that, which I've kind of come to know as his voice.
Right.
I tell you, I don't think I really liked Sam Wilson as Cap.
But did it make you dislike Sam?
Yeah, I just really look forward to seeing Sam Wilson in something as Falcon, and then now I'm like, I've had enough of it.
Interesting. Okay.
Connor, do you think the Ashen Man in Twin Peaks is either Chet Desmond or Philip Jeffries?
It's not Chet Desmond. There's an outside chance it's Philip Jeffries. I feel like everyone keeps forgetting that Philip Jeffries was in Brazil.
Right.
He was in a hotel in Brazil when he got zapped to the headquarters.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone talks about it, but forgets to make that connection. Josh, before you got here, Ron and I almost decided to watch the latest episode of Twin Peaks live during this and just sit here and everyone could watch us watch it.
Huh.
Because it was a wonderful episode. It was glorious.
So we have 5 minutes.
A wonderful sense of humor you have.
We'll give them a couple extra because we were late.
Yeah. I have one more answer that's recent.
Yes.
I just read the Defenders book, and to watch. I don't know if you guys talked about it. Did you talk about it?
We raved about it. Yeah.
What did you think?
It was almost.
I thought it was so lame after Power Man and Iron Fist. It just felt like going backwards in time.
Well, yeah. You can't compare the two. Like, I didn't even. I
basically he replaced him. I feel like Bendis was like, no, I want to do that now again. And I was like, but he was just, you already did this, and what he was doing was way more interesting. I was really like it was good on its own, although I didn't like the coloring.
Yeah.
So, most intimidating creator in comics.
I responded to this in the chat room. It's Brian Azzarello.
Is it?
Oh,
is this the Darwin Cook Memorial Award?
The Darwin Cook Memorial Award. Most intimidating. Were you guys there at the Isotope when?
Yes.
When it was like 2 a.m. and Azzarello came back from the bathroom and just walks up and looks at me and goes, "What do you want?" And I just had nothing. I just like. But I said once you break through, he's great. But he can look right through you.
Wouldn't that make Alan Moore?
Well, he doesn't
for like a variety of reasons.
Yeah, he doesn't count anymore. I mean, when are you gonna be intimidated by Alan Moore? At least you can be intimidated by.
I feel like in person we would be. He was the one person we were all kind of afraid to approach, even digitally.
Alan Moore?
Yeah, Alan Moore. Remember?
I tried. I was really close at one point, but it didn't like, because I had to ask the guy. This was at Top Shelf. I had to ask Lee, who was and he had to ask Chris Staros, and Chris Staros had to call him because you couldn't email him.
Right.
And I got pretty far, and it was like a no. So we're gonna have to go ahead and pass. And I think the no didn't get to Alan Moore. I think they just decided not to ask on my behalf.
Yeah.
And like we were getting well with them. Like that wasn't a problem. It was just like
I was seeing a sigh of relief when we got that no.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, that's pretty funny. I just don't even put Alan Moore in any category. Like I wouldn't even consider that.
I mean, at this point, I've talked to enough people. Like I remember getting through a certain point where people were telling me stories about working with him. I remember Karen Berger told a story. No, Scott Dumbier told a story about working with Karen Berger, and it popped the bubble on his mystique. Like he's super talented, but I was like, oh, he's totally a prick. Like,
well, that would lead to the intimidation factor.
Yeah, I guess.
He's not a sweetheart. He's not Brian Azzarello underneath. He's not Darren Cook underneath. I
don't know. Intimidating would probably be somebody who I never met. Like or somebody who just like can't relate to. Like I can't relate to Greg Capullo. I'm like I don't want anything to do with it.
I have.
You don't know. Maybe you have things in common.
I have two distinct fond Brian Azzarello memories, and they all are related to food. Because once in Chicago, for some reason, I ended up at the Publican restaurant with Norton and Seeley and maybe Burnham, like the usual Chicago suspects, and Azzarello, right? And the Publican is like it's like a butcher kind of like meaty kind of place. You get like they had like speck and like all that sort of stuff, and on the menu. So we're ordering stuff, and it was a big table, and we're ordering, get some of the this meat and get some of that, whatever. And Azzarello just goes, "Get the chicken." and I look at him, and then the thing is that like I know Azzarello has a reputation as a foodie, like I know that he has good taste, and I look at him, I go, "Really, the chicken?" I'm like, "Because you never order the chicken, right?" And he's like, "No, trust me, get the roast chicken." And I'm like, all right, so we get the roast chicken. So all the food comes, and we get all this meat, charcuterie, and cheese, and all this sort of stuff. And they bring out this roast chicken, and I cut a piece into it, and it's like, holy shit! I literally did. It was one of those, like you guys have seen me do this when I bite into something, go, God damn! And he just goes, I told you. And he's like, I don't know what they do, but that is the best chicken I've ever had. And
so I want to go ahead and just point something out. You are a horrible impersonationist.
Yeah,
you are 100% being Brian Azzarello right now. Like I am seeing it, I'm hearing it. It's very impressive. I have another one. Chaikin.
Yeah. What about Chaikin?
He seems intimidating.
Oh no, he's not. He's great.
Nah.
I love Chaikin. Chaikin's fantastic.
Well, Ron's different because Ron's worked with a lot of these people when he was.
But Chaikin didn't know who I was when I first started talking to him. He chewed my ear off about The Good Wife.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I don't know that. Why don't I know that?
He was a big fan of The Good Wife. It was the most ambiguous.
Why did he know to talk to you about it?
The most morally ambiguous TV show on broadcast TV. That's how he described it.
It sounds like.
Did he just randomly say that to you, or did you prompt?
No, it was in the context. It was in a bar, and we were all talking. Like he didn't know who I was at the time, but yeah, it was. He's fine. He's actually great. I would actually, if we could arrange, Josh, for you to have a lunch with Chaikin, I think you would love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think there should be a Talksplode.
Yeah. Actually, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea, Connor.
I got another idea that I'm going to do.
Oh, you're going to need one in 2 more months.
Yeah, I know. I have an idea.
Let's see. Who else? Norton
intimidating?
No.
I was trying to think of the least intimidating comic creator out there.
Hey, you just want to take some of these pages?
It's not Quietly. He's not intimidating.
No.
Although if you didn't know him, he looks like he could stab you.
Yeah.
There was a couple guys who we never talked to. Like we didn't do it.
Because we never.
You know who we never talked to?
Who?
None of us had ever talked to Larry Hama.
Because we didn't want to burst that bubble in any way.
Yeah, I know. Like
no, wait a minute. I thought we did interview Larry Hama.
No, we never did it.
Nope.
We almost did one.
Didn't we have it lined up and it didn't happen or something?
Yeah, it was something like that. Like he wasn't there.
Sean Murphy's not intimidating or scary. He's just obnoxious in a good way. I like him.
When I actually people have a personality online, but I've talked to him. He's a dude from New England.
They all have personalities online.
Yeah, Scotty is not intimidating at all. I could see Kevin McGuire as being intimidating.
Now, look, I think there's a different kind of intimidating. There's physical, like personality intimidating, and then there's the meeting your heroes intimidating. That would be
that's why I never interviewed Mignola, and I'm not going to.
Oh, the X-Men artist we were scared of, Igor Kordy.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yes, he had killed men.
Yes,
he had killed men
with his bare hands.
Yep.
I just saw someone tweet about him recently, like, "Oh, Igor Kordy's great," and I was like, "Oh."
I was afraid to talk to Evan Dorkin.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just was like, he's going to be on some shit that I don't know about, and then it's not going to work.
Yep. All right. Well, we are 2 minutes over. We're at 10:32, so we're going to wrap this up. Any last thoughts, gentlemen?
Well, they're asking if you're a Knicks fan still, and I was like, Ron has never talked about basketball in 20 years.
What have I've never.
Not even for a moment.
Not even. Jeez. I hate.
Like, I'm more of a basketball fan.
Oh, I hate basketball. Basketball's the worst. It's all fixed, you know.
That's not wrong necessarily. Josh, I was watching some 30 for 30 the other day, and it was about it was like a day in the day in the 90s when OJ ran in the Ford Bronco. It was the Knicks Houston playoff game, and it was the last day Arnold Palmer played in the PGA Tour. It's like all these things happened on the same day.
I remember that day. I was watching that game.
But they showed a lot of highlights from that game, and I was like, God damn, that was a great time to be able to watch basketball. That 90s, that early mid 90s time.
Oh, absolutely. There was like a mix of some of the older people were still around, and that's when I'm pinned. I'm still like, wait, Shaquille O'Neal is not a rookie anymore? No, he's retired. No shit.
He's like 50.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so thank you everyone who's watching. Thank you for being a patron. Thanks for supporting us. We have a Talksplode coming out in the next couple of weeks. And
God willing.
Look at him in promo mode.
Well, we're wrapping it up, right?
Wrapping up.
Sorry, Kyle, for your daughter.
I hope she's in bed. And I'm glad that we closed the loop on the last goddamn American Treasure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have the files here in case anyone, including picture evidence to go with some of the transcripts.
You guys are mild footy fans, right? I mean, like you're
like we get super into the World Cup.
Although I'll tell you about the World Cup, Connor. I had a long talk with my father this morning on the sidelines of Abby's soccer game on Sunday, and apparently FIFA is testing goal detection and foul review.
Oh,
and my dad, who is like has flown to Spain to see soccer games, stuff like that, he's like, if they do that, I'm out. He's like, I'm not going to watch the World Cup if they do that. So crazy.
So he's like you.
No,
he draws a line in the sand, and I'm not watching.
I mean, the thing is that I hate. See, now we're running late, but I hate the play review in baseball.
Yeah, me too.
But I still watch it. I mean, like honestly, I don't know what I hate more. I don't know if I hate the play review more, the new fucking intentional walk rule.
That's number one. Everyone hates that one. There's no one's advocating for that one.
I've got one thing more that I hate of it: the fact that it's 1 o'clock on a Saturday and I can't find a fucking baseball game on TV for the life of me. That's the crime. It's America, and a baseball game is not on Saturday at 1 o'clock ever.
Anyway. I have the MLB package. I have all the games.
No, but they don't schedule games at 1 p.m.
Well, there's the baseball's being played.
No, but no, Major League Baseball.
At 1 p.m.
Yes, at your 1 p.m. At Saturday at 1 p.m. because Fox has NASCAR and all this other shit. They moved all the games to 4 p.m. Eastern and later. Like the afternoon baseball game is like so far gone, and it breaks my heart. It's not American.
So Jimmy Dunn wants to know if you would watch baseball if they added automatic strike detection.
No, that I would.
I wouldn't either. I would be out.
Yeah.
I would just watch Ken Burns' baseball on a loop for the rest of my life.
I would join you. That needs to come back to Netflix right away. It's been too long.
Ron, they already have goal detection. They do that. They I think in the last World Cup they had it.
They did. My dad explained something. I kind of zoned out because it was 85 degrees and I was dying.
All right. So. Yeah, we have to go, but there's one more question. McConaughey, you treasure or an American treasure? He's not a G-Dad.
He's an American treasure for sure.
He's an American treasure.
If only for the commercials.
Yeah, I mean he's real close to a G-Dad.
He might get there.
He might get there. I mean, he's not, doing it.
But he's not there. We know he's not there, right?
I do love his childbirth story. His whole mystique brings the personality aspect of the G-Dad.
So I'm sorry I have to do this, but we were watching Sing because my kids like it a lot. And,
I saw that in the theater with the girls.
And Oliver is into extras, so we're watching through them, and he's given the interview, and he's on the chair, and he's sort of sitting like this, and my wife just goes, "He even fucking sits cool." in an interview for a kids movie. And I was like,
he's the most effortlessly cool person on the planet. He doesn't have to try. For a second, I thought your son was really into the background actors in films.
Oh, I thought he was into the Ricky Gervais special series extras. I was like, really? You're letting him watch that?
No.
Little fat man.
Stupid little fat man. Bye, everyone.
All right. See you next month.
Good
We'll be
night.
back.